Hello and welcome back to Cynthia's Conversations. And today's topic will be going back to our previous topic, which was why smart and beautiful women are single. And today I have a very dear friend of mine who is sharing his main perspective of that particular topic. So I will be introducing my panel. On my right hand side I have Mr. Norbert, and welcome to our panel. And then on the left hand side I have my dear friend Amaka. Welcome back. The reason why we're revisiting back this particular topic is because we have a lot of response online about men saying, it's not always the men fault. Women has their own part to play. Why so many women are single? So, and then our friend here wants to explain the men's side of this particular topic. So, Norbert, I will pass it on to you. Why do you think so many women are becoming single? So many smart and pretty women are becoming single.
First of all, I want to really to congratulate you because it's important what you are doing. We are living in this modern society where really the social media, we are moving from the oral culture to the multimedia culture, and the multimedia, that means video, audio, and it's important because what you are doing now is to create a kind of new community, and we need really to speak, to have a debate or to share all those big concerns, big issues, because you have no idea how many people are just suffering alone at home without having some people to speak to or to share ideas. So, because I'm the first man to be invited,
that's really special.
To be honest, welcome. I was very, very impressed about the first episode. What I must say, living in Europe from Africa, there is a kind of a question mark and exclamation mark. We got an impression that most of men are not behave anymore as really men.
Okay.
And that has become a big problem. Because, liking or not, when we are dating or when we go out, or is a man who needs to make the first step. Okay? So now, what happens if the men are not making anymore the first step? So we are watching each other. It looks like we are. So can you imagine the game? The game becomes really very, very difficult. And I check not only in London, in Paris, and this is one of the biggest problems we have in diaspora. Most of men, for any reason, we are not playing really our role to be really men. A woman can be very educated, with a PhD, tall, big, or whatever. But if you, a man, you like to break these glasses, you will move forward, and what will happen will happen. And this is the big problem.
So when you say men are not being real men, what's your definition? What's a real man?
My definition, as I said, in the when you love each other, even if the woman you love a man, okay, very few women are going in front of a man to say, really, I love you. You can make whatever you want, okay? You can put your, but it's the man who will take the first step.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. It is when a different.
Not necessarily. We are in a different era now. That if I go out, or maybe if I see someone that I like, even if it's a man, I can actually admire them, guy, and I say, "You very handsome." So now we are not living that society where
I like the word you use, admire.
Yes,
that's okay. That is your job to admire.
No, but also, sorry, to cut you short. We're also, like you said, we're not. It's a different society. We women don't mind sharing the bill, even paying for the bill, paying our way through. I mean, it's not. We've gone past those days when we expect the man to do everything. But unfortunately, now the men, because they think we intelligent women were used to doing everything, they now sit back and then don't do, and then just.
That is what I'm talking.
Especially like you said, the men in diaspora.
I can just give an example. You know, when, for example, I've seen some women living with some men, and for 2-3 years, that man never bought any small presents.
See?
It's not, the small present, it could be for all to say,
the truth is, Norbert, 85%, or I would say 80% of black men don't know what being romantic is. I'm not saying all, I said 85% of them. You have those who are well educated, that are enlightened, and know that some, it doesn't really matter if it's not something expensive. Even a box of sweet is enough to send a woman in a good mood. You get what I mean? But we are living in a society now that where I think personally, this is my own opinion. I think because we women have been used to do the things ourselves. Even when the man is in the house, we still do pretty much everything. You go to work, I go to work. I come back and I still cook and care for my kids.
And the light bulb is
spoiled. Fix it. If my car breaks down, I call the AA. You get what I mean? So technically, we have been doing the job that the men were supposed to be doing as the head of the family. So now, when the essence of man is there, you really don't miss it that much.
Exactly.
So it seems to be a relationship is not based on the physical attraction. We just passion, do whatever we have to do. The next money, you do your thing, and I do my thing.
Sometimes that, you see, yes, because really and truly, so what's the point of having, especially if you have children, what's the point of having a fifth, like if you have like 5 children, 6 grown child, you might as well just be single and look after your children by yourself, because these ones, they make demands on you. Like you said, you go to work, come back from work, you're the one that will cook the food, you're the one that will change the light bulb, your car breaks and you call AA. Then at night, you now come and tell you to come and pray. What
and
have
then
you
on
given
top
to
of
me?
that, and on top of that, excuse me, my dear friend, on top of that, okay, you paid the water bill, I paid the gas bill. You paid half of the rent, I pay half of the rent. But meanwhile, when you are coming from outside, you, the woman, will know that there is no bread or milk. Or the man will do a pack lunch to work tomorrow. You, the one that is going to do that without any money from this same person. You see what I mean? So I think like I've always said, I said, what you are seeing now is the creation of what the men have been doing for so long that the women are saying, I can do it myself.
To be honest, that's what I'm saying. I met a guy who was dating with a young lady, and the first day when he walked on that house, it was the house of that lady. He didn't have money, but he took the responsibility to be a man. Even just to check, you need to go to school tomorrow. Have you checked your homework?
See, little things like that are important. Little things like that are important.
Oh, mom, look, I think, the kids are there. They already ate something. Or what we need. So, very, it doesn't mean that you need to have money or whatever. But you have some things, just to show that you are there. Not to be there chatting with your mobile phone.
Thank you. I'll stay there with changing this thing. Football is next.
And then again, and I've come to realize, I said a real marriage or a real partnership is where we both have our phone on the table, no password in it, nothing. Nowadays, people will say, "Oh, we are married. You have your own phone. I have my own phone. You have a password on you. I have my password. When your phone rings, you take it outside." To me, I call that one co-tenants. That's not marriage. That's co-tenants. You both are being co-tenants because a marriage is a union of one person. You two might be two individuals, but when you get married or when you choose to be in a civil partnership with somebody, you become one. But for the fact that I have, this is mine, that's yours, and then that is not partnership. That is not marriage. is a co-tenant. We are just living in this house, wait for the children to grow up, and then you go left and I go right.
I think we need what the big problem, the major problem I experience. We have such impression that coming in the West, living in Europe, we are between. We lost our way of the way we're living back home. We try to catch up the white or European way, and most of the time we are between.
So do you think that this thing doesn't happen back home in?
I think the percentage. If you check the percentage of people who are less men back home, is really because what happened back home, the community will tell you what kind of man are you, what are you. So, but in this society, no one will tell you. So that is the difference. So, and I think it's important to mention about it. And most of the time, I say to most of my friends, I say, look, we need to play our role to be a father, to be a man. Even if you are just girlfriend and boyfriend, or just you are since in the beginning, okay? But it's just the first day when you put a good player on the football ground that you can see this one really, I can give a lot of money because he will score. Some other you just say this one you need to change him. So I think this is the way. So we need the way. I think it's important for us to be aware of this situation, that something become wrong, and let us address it.
Right.
I think personally, like I said on the first video, women don't choose. After the first video, I have a message when somebody was like saying on a private message saying, oh, women, we love our mothers, our sisters, and our wives. Sometimes women should know that the man is the head of the family. And I replied back and said,
wow.
Yeah, that's one of the comments that came in. And I replied back and said, I don't think any woman wants to take the man position.
Exactly. No.
I personally don't want to be a man.
No.
I'm just happy being
Cynthia.
A woman and Cynthia. That's me as a person. But when a man lost or loses his moral to be a responsible
man,
head of the family, you cannot claim the title.
Exactly.
You get what I mean? You can't say, oh, because I'm a man, I have a penis. You can go and work and I stay home. You can look after kids while I hold the remote control to watch every Premier League on the television. And then, because I'm a man, whenever I ask you, behave, you have to because I'm the man. But forgetting that you've worked 8 hours, come home and care for kids, and still nurture this grown-up man who the parents have abandoned for you. Because technically that's what marriage is.
You don't. We're not married at all. Even ordinary dating.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. Ordinary dating.
So for me, I think if you want to be man, and if you want to be the head of the family, you should play the role of the head.
You earn it.
It don't necessarily mean you have to be rich. You don't necessarily mean that you have to have the best job in the world. You don't necessarily just being a good partner to your wife or your partner or your girlfriend, whoever. And if you have kids, you don't have to be rich to be a responsible father.
Oh, definitely not.
You see what I mean? You don't have to be, the Prime Minister's son or the Queen's grandchild to be, a responsible person. Is like, when I wake up in the morning, I know my duty as a woman. I know what I need to do. I know that my kids are going to go to school. I know that the house has to be tidy. I know that by the time they come back in the afternoon, there will be food on the table. And I know that the clothes needs to be washed and ironed. And I know that my house needs to be okay. So as a man, you have to know that for me, as a man, is to provide and support my wife or my girlfriend so that she will be able to do this. So if you stop supporting the woman in doing this, and at the same time you want to be the king.
That's you know, as I said, I just take things very, very simple, ordinary things. I'm not talking about to buy an aeroplane for a woman.
Not at all. If you have the money,
if somebody wants to buy me an aeroplane, I don't mind though.
So I'm really,
if you can afford it, why not?
Why not? Very simple things. Like for example, you came back home and you have no water at home. You say, oh, I go to buy. Water is £1, okay? So you don't need to wait. Oh, there's no water.
There's no water. When she comes, I tell her so.
You know, I always use my father as an example. My dad is 77. Yeah. When I go visit Nigeria, I can still see him in the morning. He will call his wife and said, "Mama, take whatever who is home. Take this money and go and buy what we're going to eat in the afternoon." I use that as an example. For me, I am so impressed because every single time he does that, even at that age at 77, he still
takes the old values.
You see what I mean?
Have the old values.
He still take his responsibility. I cannot remember when last in this Europe a man has given me a tenner to say, Cynthia,
we're eating jollof rice today.
Take this tenner.
Okay, take this £10 and just add today. If they don't do it,
I think no. That is those are the kind of things we need.
They're very few and far between.
Yeah, those are kind of things really we need to be addressed. To be honest, because as I said, you know, I can learn to cook, okay, but I will not cook as better as you, okay. So I will wait for you to cook, okay. But I need to provide something.
Exactly.
Even just to buy some salt or just, oh, look, you know what you did yesterday, you know, this rice, what do you put inside? You tell, okay, next time I bring you, say, look, you need to repeat what we did. It's very simple things, but that is really how we can cement our relationship. So just to say that the big problem, and even if you have some good, you know, very good or bad lady, but that is your role as a man is really to, even in the family. If you have 5 kids, you will not expect that all of them will be docile or polite, and your job is really to bring everyone to say, look, even if the woman is impossible, I don't know, I've never seen an impossible lady. I don't know, and really, if there is an impossible lady, that is what I want, because I want to challenge myself.
To meet a person. But you are happily married.
Yeah, but
so, exactly. But anyway, this is absolutely fantastic to have a man perspective. Like I think he pretty much agree with what we have said in the first episode of, you know, why so many women are, because I think men have literally make us, we women, to step up the mat and do both. So now that we know we can do both the men's job and the women's job, really, you know, go girl, that's it, you know. So in 30 seconds, Norbert, what is your taking in this topic?
In 30 seconds, what you need to do as our sister, our ladies, our women, it's most of the time to explain to the men to come back. You need to behave as a coach. If you see the men, because we are human beings, most of the time we just take the wrong side, okay? You need to tell him, please, that this is
the one that wants to listen.
That is another problem.
I can teach a 1-year-old how to walk. Yeah. But you cannot teach a 50-year-old man how to walk.
That's a taller version of my son.
Thank you, Norbert. That's
we don't want.
Yeah, you know, that's the part. But anyway, Amaka, in 30 seconds.
I'm glad that our dear friend Norbert has come to put a male perspective on it, and so after all, we were not wrong. And like I said, he says we should teach the men, but I don't know if some of us have the patience. We've raised our children and...
No, my patience is only for my kids.
Exactly, so...
I have so much patience for my children. But for men, my patience, I've lost it long time.
Their mother should have taught them.
No. Mother is not there. You are our mother, so You need to put if you have a 5.
I don't want a taller version of myself, but it's been interesting, and thank you, Norbert, for coming. It's been really interesting.
Yeah, you know, guys, like I've always said, if you want to be part of this topic, or you think we should debate it more widely, there is a chair on this table for you. You come and let's have a debate. And if you have any comment about this specific topic, please leave it on the below and get in contact with us through our social media. And thanks again for watching. Bye.
Bye.